This is oh such a beautiful morning. We're excited to be here this morning because there is someone who's dear to us all. We want to surprise her with this birthday ball.
It's our friend Marilyn's birthday. We are so happy to say we're here because we all love you on this and every day.
You're important to our congregation,
instrumental to our East Foundation. As a teacher and doctor of curriculum, this program advanced and more children did come.
and who remembers the cabin in Tahoe?
Cabin in Tahoe, Leo and Marilyn generously shared it to profit our community. And fundraisers and even it's our friend Marilyn's birthday. We are so happy to say we're here because we all love you on this and every day. Los Angeles is our friend's hometown, and the movies were her favorite playground. She'd hop on the trolley and off she would go to see all of Hollywood's new picture shows. Marilyn's studied to be a teacher, then a principal and a professor. But before that she met a most charming young man, and soon Leo Winters did ask for her hand. Leo and Marilyn had 2 children, and their boys blessed them with 5 grandchildren. When you see them together, it's easy to see the love that cemented their close family. It's our friend Marilyn's birthday. We are so happy to say we're here because we all love you on this and every day. Our Marilyn is such a treasure. To have her here gives us such pleasure. We all wish that Leo could be with us too. Dear Marilyn, this day's to celebrate you. It's our friend Marilyn's birthday. We are so happy to say we're here because we all love you on this and every day. Overtime! It's our friend Marilyn's birthday. We are so happy to say we're here because we all love you on this and every day. On this and every day.
Thank you. I'm glad you're going to come have some birthday cake with me. And let me introduce my 2 sons, Tom and Richard, right here.
He always gets first bill.
And some of my grandchildren that are here, Isaac and his wife Alana. Marlene back there. My granddaughter, married to one of my other grandsons, Bridget, who's taking the pictures right now. Yeah, so, and my youngest grandchild, Shemmy, right and Harry, wait, there's Harry.
Harry.
I have several grandchildren here and their wives, and of course my 2 sons. And I have a whole group, a bunch of daughters-in-law. So, did I see Shannon here? Was she here?
Yeah.
Yes, there she is. And, yes, okay. And that, and my adopted daughter-in-law, Renee. What else? Who else?
Her adopted
is here?
son.
What? Yes, yeah.
The Rosses.
Oh, the Rosses, very, very old friends, the Rosses are dear. And of course, I have an adopted son, Frank, and my friend of 67 years, Ray Lawrence. Come and have some birthday cake.
Cake.
I want to say just one thing. I don't get a chance. Most people don't get a chance. Maybe it's impossible, but it's now possible to thank a mother in a public forum such as this. But I want to thank Mom for being the best mom I could have and to inspiring all of us to grow and to be the best people that we can be. You've got a granddaughter that's graduating law school this year. That I'm so proud of and you've inspired, and just want to say thank you publicly from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
You did well.
So it's so nice that you built a stage for me, because when you're an actor and you need to be in front of people, it's nice that somebody builds it. Sit, relax, this is going to go on for a while. So, I don't even need this. You're old now. I don't need this. I got a voice. You don't need that. I don't need that silly microphone. So, yesterday when I was having a little party for my mom, May over there said, "Oh, by the way, Richard, you only get 5 minutes." And I didn't know I was speaking at all, so I was like, "Wow, 5 minutes to do what, May?" And she said, "Oh, you have to say things, and then you have to get off the stage and make sure Mom doesn't take the microphone for too long and hustle everybody out." I was like, "Wow, okay." So this morning I just put a few little notes down here, and I'm just going to share these here. I feel like I'm in our town right now. This is at Grover's Corners here. I teach high school. I teach public high school. I have a lot of different people in my high school, a lot of different ethnicities. And I'm always entertained by when my African American students imitate white people at church. Especially the way we sing, it's like, "There's a bright light," and they're like, "Wow!" Anyway, so I was going to give you some information about my mom here, kind of just give you a little fuller idea of who we got here. So, so January 26, 1929 in New York, Mom was born. Right? Her name is Estelle Marilyn Bart was her name. And very quickly she made the decision. Estelle was going, and my mom, any decision she makes, that's it. So once she decided she was Marilyn, and no one knew. Are you legally Marilyn yet? Or did you ever legally change your name?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah. All right. Married, her father was named Joseph Goldabarth, and when he came here to Ellis Island, they said, "Get rid of the Golda, get rid of the Hearth, and make it Bart." So he became from Joseph Goldabarth to Joe Bart. So we have Marilyn Bart. Right? Mother Sarah Shapiro, both in New York City. The Shapiro family, we have family here who go back generations back to Russia, who knew each other, were relatives, and we've held on, as Jews tend to do. We hold on, and we hold on, and we hold on, and we hold on. One brother, Arthur Bart, remarkable man, brilliant mathematician, got into UCLA at age 15 in mathematics, remarkable brain, wonderful man. As you know, when you have an amazing intellect, you also have a lot of emotional damage. Moving on, though, she met my dad, changed her name from Marilyn Bart to Marilyn Winters, and they got married in June 1948, correct?
1948, married for a long, long time. I lost track of how many years. How many years you were married? A shitload. Yeah, a lot for the children out there. That's a lot. That was Yiddish for a lot. They traveled the world. They had trips. They went on the QE2. They flew on the Concorde. They went to China when it just opened up. They traveled the world. They rented a car and drove from Amsterdam to Moscow in 1973 with a pain in the ass 15-year-old in the back going, "This is stupid." Visiting relatives in Poland and Russia. Courageous. Bought the property in Tahoe and everybody said, "Who the hell would go to Tahoe?" Tahoe? Really? Up there? No one's gonna go to Tahoe. My parents had guts and courage and bought the place of Tahoe. Right? And they grew, they traveled. And I'm just getting a little diversion here just for a second. I belong to this men's organization. I'll give out flyers later. But in the men's organization, we have this thing called charges, where if somebody gets under your skin and you just can't stop gnawing on why they were wrong for like days and weeks and months and years, really holding on to that thing, a charge, those are the people that give you the most growth, because those are the ones who are really going to teach you something. I got a lot of charges with my mom. A lot of years of her teaching me how to grow up. A lot of years of having to learn about forgiveness and reaching out and never giving up on somebody. And we went out to dinner, went to breakfast yesterday before the surprise party that we had, and we chatted for an hour, hour and a half, and we talked about healing and about how it's all about healing. And trying again, and healing again, and giving again, and not expecting anything in return, just keep putting it out there and putting it out there. And if anybody models never giving up on anybody, right, over years and years and years, there's people she's known for 50 years, 60 years, their children, their grandchildren. She doesn't give up anybody, right? She believes in everybody here, right? And my mom's an independent woman, 90 years old, still lives by herself out in Lincoln, gets Uber drivers up here, Uber drivers down there, does her own thing. We try to convince her to move up here, but she goes, "No, I'll be in my own place, thank you so much." But independent, right? Got her doctorate, did a whole lot of things in her life. And I think she taught me a couple of things. One of the things she taught me is why dogs do the dog paddle. Now I know that seems like a non sequitur, but when you do the dog paddle, your hair doesn't get wet. It never gets wet because you're always above the surface. And while she's 90 years old, I've never seen her hair wet. Right? Never! Never! So you might think dogs are doing that to keep their ears dry or to see what they're doing. They are keeping their hair dry. I watched the dog paddle for years, right? The other thing that I want you to know, Mom, and this is for Frank and Tom and I, we're sorry about how we broke your bed. We would jump up and down the bed with pillows, and Tom would try to knock my feet out from under me while I'm jumping on the bed, and I would do it to Frank, and we do that, and we hit the bed really hard while you and Dad were out doing stuff, and we broke it. A lot of times, and we put books underneath it. We put all the books that Dad, and we would stack them underneath there so you wouldn't know. And I remember when you moved out of that house and you saw all the books under there, you went, "Leo, why are there books under the bed?" And you go, "I don't know what the hell there's books under there." You guys argued about it for a while. Tom and I kind of hit away. The other thing was the lamp. You had that really beautiful lamp with like all this filigree next to it. The pillow sometimes hit that lamp, and we put it all back together, and then when Dad would turn it on, and it was, I tried to stop him, but I was little, he was bigger than me. But anyway, you taught me about loyalty, you taught about humor, she took me to the theater, she taught me about education, you taught me and you taught me and you taught me, and you filled me full of charges still. And while I'm not the easiest son and you're not the easiest mom, we got 61 years together, and happy birthday, and I love you, and you're lucky to have this collaboration.
last word?
I'm thank you for being here today and for celebrating with me. And my family, as I've already said, they're here. So please come on back and join the Unitarian. This is a place of my heart because I've worked with the children years ago and it meant a lot to me. So I have a piece of myself here. But I've also gotten a lot of strength and courage from being here too. So it's a two-way street.
Marilyn asked for a blessing of the cake, which is really about blessing Marilyn, right? And all these circles around the sun, and even more so, I would say, it's about bringing our love and attention and blessing to the next circles around the sun. And our gratitude for you and all the ways that your life has rippled outward. Let's eat cake.